More battery life is coming to the iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro Max this year, with the new chipset being up to 35% more efficient than before. Let's go over all the details, and I'll be sharing with you the latest on the iPhone 15 Pro Max release date and price. So as we're coming towards the summer, lots of rumours, lots of leaks of features are coming in quickly. So going forward, I'll be making videos dedicated for the iPhone 15 Pro and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and also the possible iPhone 15 Ultra. Then there will be more videos too for the iPhone 15 and the iPhone 15 Plus. But we also know that some of these features will be in all four of the models, but today we'll only be focusing on the iPhone 15 Pro and also the iPhone 15 Pro Max reports that have recently come in. So as I mentioned before, the brand new A17 chipset will be on a 3nm die, but so far we don't know exactly what this means for, say, efficiency and battery life. The good news is that according to this latest report here from TSMC, who actually makes Apple's A and M chipsets, has actually said that the new A17 chipset will be up to 35% more efficient compared to the A16 that we got in the likes of the iPhone 14 Pro and the iPhone 14 Pro Max. This basically means that if Apple were to not increase the clock speed of the A17 cores and kept them at the same as the A16, then in theory we would get around about 35% more battery if two iPhones had each chip and running at maximum capacity. Of course, Apple will clock up the speed of the A17 chipset this year, but for tasks that are not so heavy demanding, and if you were to say not have so many apps running in the background, then you will in theory see a big battery increase over the last generation. Now, before I continue on, now is a good time more than ever to mention that all reports and leaks that you are seeing here are not 100% proof that they'll be coming with the new iPhone. I can only present to you of what reports or information out there and renders on based on the information, as you can see here, of everything that we've been told so far. So the final iPhone may not look like this. However, if you've been watching this video, then you are as curious as I am in knowing what is being about said the next iPhone anyway. So with the latest report out of the way, let's do the release date, predictions, specs and prices next of all. So nothing official has come out on the release date, but we do have a very good idea of when the iPhone 15 will be coming out based on the last 6 years of history of iPhone releases. If we go way back to 2018, we saw the release of the iPhone XS and also we saw the release of the iPhone XR. The XS came out on September 21st, but the XR came out on October 26th. And then moving to the iPhone 12 models, the release dates for this was October the 23rd and November 13th. And the main reason behind this was definitely because of COVID in 2020. But as you can see here with these 2 years of examples, you can see that mainly the release date has been the end of September to the end of October time, with the main exception of 2020, like I said, because of COVID. However, back in 2021, we got the iPhones back on their main sort of schedule, and the release was the end of September with all 4 models of the iPhone on September 24th. Then last year in 2022, the iPhone event happened on September 7th, and that the pre-orders started a few days later on Friday, September 9th, and then some of the iPhone 14 models were in our hand a week later on October 16th, all the way to October 7th. For 2022, the event for the iPhones happened a little bit earlier than the last few years, but it's not unheard of. So for example, the iPhone 7 and the iPhone 7 Plus also came out on the same day. Well, the announcement was the same day, what was September 7th back in 2016. But I think you're getting the overall message here for the iPhone 15. It's targeted to come out around mid-September this year for the release, and probably the actual event will happen about a week or so before, unless there is a massive problem with components or let's say another pandemic happens, for example.